How's it going, everyone? This is Frank Cavone.
And I'm Doug Quimby.
We are Kinda Live.
Kinda Livin.
This is the Mirth Films Podcast, episode 40. Thank you all for tuning in once again. And as all of you guys know, you can always catch the Kinda Live, Kinda Livin podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and obviously YouTube. And it's great to be back. We took a few weeks off, just had to recharge the batteries. A lot has happened. A lot of exciting things on and off the site. First of all, just want to give a huge thank you to Multi-P, guys from Wild Adriatic, for playing the Mirth Films Pajama Party. It was a really, really good time.
An awesome event.
Awesome event.
The Multi-P definitely killed it. A lot of people showed up. That was a really great turnout. We had like multiple TVs set up with video games, Xboxes, PlayStations. So like it was a lot of fun. I beat you 3 times with Skate 2.
You did. I'm 0-3, which kind of stinks going into our big rivalry match of whoever wins the game of Skate 2 competition that we'll be playing. We'll win the Xbox.
Xbox 360, yep. We got a whole bunch of games for it.
It's too bad we can't just split it in half, you know?
It's very hard to do that.
It is very hard to do that. And, but yeah, huge shout out to them. I've never heard a band cover Mo so awesome like they did, covering Plane Crash. Some awesome Zeppelin tunes. They even busted out an Eminem Dr. Dre song on the spot.
It was wild.
Yeah, it was wild. And I remember I talked to Travis, Rich, after. I was like, how do you remember that? He's like, I just memorized it back in like high school over and over and over and over again. It was the one song we could always play. It's like, so yeah, I thought that was really cool. But
super
yeah,
sweet.
Other than that, just been it's honestly been a crazy week. This past week, I had to work a gig over at Albany, just doing audio over there. Grace Potter came to the Egg, which was really cool. Great female musician, and honestly, I got it's not many times I really get to say this, like especially in our area, but like there's this guy Devon Gilfillian who opened up for Grace Potter, who was just phenomenal. Like, it was a mix of soul, rock and roll. The guy could sing. The guy could shred guitar. His band was kick-ass. One of the bassists, I think, sang. Yeah, it was just a really good time, and it was cool. Like, it was corny. He basically, first off, he asked everybody to hold their phone up and put it up in the air, which honestly was sick. If you've ever been in the Egg, just the shape of it's really cool, and with a bunch of phone lights up.
Yeah.
Like for a photo, I had my 70 to 200 millimeter lens on my camera. There's no way I was gonna get it. So in my backpack, I have this thing, a little pocket that I can either hold a lens or a beer, and I quickly swapped it, got the picture, thankfully. But then after, he's like, now that you all have your phones out, I want you guys to all follow, like me on Facebook. I was like, you blew it, dude.
Got him.
Yeah. But apparently, one of our contributors for Mirth Films, her husband used to work with Devon, which was really cool. Which I found out. But that was awesome. Obviously, Chowder Fest this past weekend, off the hook. In the sense of just the lines being so packed. It happens in Saratoga Springs the day before the Super Bowl every single year. And basically hundreds of restaurants create their own chowder. You can buy a cup for $1 to sample it. It makes for a good time, a good day drink. I just went there for the chowder, and it was good. But like I said, the lines were so long that I couldn't even do anything about it.
Yeah. But was there any standout chowders to you?
Standout, definitely Hattie's. I make sure to always go there every year. They made a Cajun corn chowder, which was really good.
Was it very spicy?
No, it was the perfect flavor.
Okay.
Then there was a couple other good places, like this Indian place. They had a vegetable lentil chowder. Honestly, biggest surprise of the Chowder Fest. Then Putnam Place made a shrimp, some type of shrimp chowder, and shout out to them. They I got to go see. I didn't even know they had 2 photos more of mine up on the walls, and it was I got to bring my cousin in there, and he got to see it and see what what we do. It was pretty cool to bring him there. But other than that, I just want to Yeah, Super Bowl. Congratulations, Chiefs. That was an awesome game. And if you did watch the game, maybe some of you heard it, but they played 2 Fish songs and 1 Grateful Dead song, which I thought was really cool. But honestly, one of the best Super Bowls in a long time. They deserve it.
How were the commercials?
The commercials were actually really good.
Nice.
There was one that I really liked of Bill Murray. Have you ever seen the movie Groundhog Day?
I'm not.
It's where he like wakes up and it's Groundhog Day, like from like way back, and like the day just resets, and they basically did a spoof commercial on that. I forgot who the person was, but like the sponsor of the ad, but I'm trying to think. Nothing like super crazy, I will say. I'll have to rewatch them, but Shakira and Jennifer Lopez performed.
Oh, I heard about that.
Honestly, I think it fit with the whole mood of the whole thing because it was in Miami, and I mean, there's a huge Cuban population. There's a lot of people who like Shakira down there, and but it's a yeah.
It was good.
What about you, man?
Besides work, went to Winter Hoot over the weekend.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
It was one of the chillest festivals I've been to. It was like a folk music festival at Ashokan Center in Olive Bridge, New York, which is like about 3 hours, like 2 hours south, 4 hours south of Albany, but it's like really like kind of in the middle of nowhere, like in the woods. But it was like it was really nice and secluded, and like it was definitely like a very like small festival. But everyone was like really welcoming and friendly, and like
that's cool.
It was just a really nice setup in the middle of the woods, and they had like 2 stages going, like one. Like in this main building where like they actually had like seating, which was like a nice thing for a festival, because like I feel like most time when you go to like a show, you're standing the entire time.
Oh, totally, yeah.
So it was really nice to like sit and relax and like enjoy the music. And it was like folk, which I never really got super into before, but like I enjoyed literally like every band that played, like everybody. I was like, wow, this is like really good. Like I enjoyed like every single song.
That's awesome.
Like, it was a grand old time. I like to like.
And where's it held?
Ashokan Center.
Okay.
It's Olive Bridge, New York, and they have 2.
Okay, you said that.
They have 2. They have a Winter Hoot and a Summer Hoot. And Summer Hoot's going to be happening like the last weekend of August.
Okay.
And I'll definitely be going to that one.
Yeah.
Again.
And check out the recap done by Deanna Bushy and photos by Doug, right on the mirth-films.com website.
Yeah. No, and like definitely one person shout out to Jeffrey Lewis. Like Dana was the first one to show me him, but like that was our first chance to actually see him, and he like put on one of the best performances I've ever seen. Like he played in both stages, like in the one like small, which really felt like a old school like schoolhouse room.
Yeah.
With like a like iron stove and whatnot, but like played like a few songs. Then he did this thing with like called like a low budget music video where he basically had like a huge like art pad where he like did like illustrations that like went with like the lyrics of like a couple Nirvana songs.
Oh, so that's just, like, sick.
Like something I just like never even like thought about before. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then like on his like main set, he like brought his own projector to like basically like project like a few like psychedelic images, and then he like had like a couple like stories like lined up with like that he illustrated for, and like sat down and like basically just did like acapella to him, and it was just like it was super cool. It was something that was really different and just like really awesome. So check out Jeffrey Lewis.
Yeah, check him out. That's cool, man.
Yeah. So what else been going? What's been happening in the world of music?
The world of music. So the initial lineup of StrangeCreek Campout has been announced. Like I've said before on the podcast, it has to be like one of my favorite like spring festivals that just really hits the nail on the hammer. And I'm just pulling up the lineup quick here, and let's see here. We have and the cool thing about this lineup, the one thing I gotta say about just jam band lineups in general, it's sometimes you could see a lot of the same bands on the same bills, and it's like, okay, what's the reason to go to this one if I'm going to this one? If I'm only gonna miss these 4 bands, you know? Well, StrangeCreek definitely has done it different as always. Max Creek will be playing StrangeCreek. Leftover Salmon, the Motet. First time I ever saw them was last year. StrangeCreek kicked ass. They were like a funk. I wouldn't say pop, but like funk jammy band, and
For sure.
but they're really good. Anders Osborne with Jackie Green. Jackie Green's an incredible guitarist. He used to play in the Black Crowes, like in like 2010s era before they split up.
Nice.
Badfish, who doesn't love some Sublime? Zach Deputy, 3 Sets. Pink Talking Fish, Ryan Montplu, Bella's Bar Talk, West End Blend, Shakedown, The Alchemistics, Creamery Station. Yeah, I was like typing out the article. I was like, Alchemistics. I was like, wow, okay.
I like that.
Yeah, Creamery Station, Desert Rain, Rev Tour Band, who the guitarist Rev Tour, he actually plays in Steal Your Peach as well, who's played at ADK Fest. Who else do we got? Yeah, Desert Rain, I said that. The Romano Project, Lama Lasange. That's an awesome name. Jeremiah Hayes, Secret Sage. Leon Trout, The Trichomes. They're a really good band out from Shadows area. Mundo's Crazy Circus, Jabberwocky. Rice, an American band. The A-Bombs. John Spignesi Band, Phil Adams, and there is going to be a second phase of lineup announcements coming. It's happening May 22nd through May 25th, 2020. I want to say it's Memorial Day weekend. Okay. Camp Cowanee, Greenfield, Mass. Funny story, when I first drove there, Tom invited me out, didn't know what to expect. I went to look up the address on the website, and I couldn't find it. Looking everywhere, and then I eventually get to like contact info, and I go to the copy and paste the address from the contact info. Yeah. I travel. The contact info took me to like the location of probably somebody who helps run the festival.
Yeah.
I went and looked on the Facebook event, and it was a completely different address, and I drove 2 hours out of the way.
Oh my god.
When it was only like an hour and 15 minutes from Albany.
Jesus.
So just check the Facebook event.
Double check it.
An idiot. And but yeah, such a cool festival because like just they have a river that flows in the back area, wooded area. The wooded area at night is crazy.
That's nice.
And they also have 2 cabins for 2 different sets of music constantly going after the main sets are done on the main stage, which are really cool. But if you want to get a better understanding of what Strange Creek is all about, head to our YouTube channel to go check out last year's recap. But other than that, Guns N' Roses have announced a huge North American tour. They're going to be playing dates all across the East Coast, West Coast. And honestly, I think I'm going to go just because like I do like their music. Like I don't like to support like huge like I do like supporting that, but like and I don't want to like it's an expensive ticket to some of these concerts.
For sure.
So that plays a huge factor, and but I never got to see Black Sabbath, and I'm never gonna be able to see them again because they're done.
Bless you.
I was waiting for that sneeze to come. And but I think I'm gonna me and my cousin will probably end up checking that out this summer. I know they're playing a date in New Jersey, but go find that on their website. But other than that, news-wise, Doug, what do you have?
Well, definitely tried to catch up from last week. Mac Miller's Circles album finally dropped, and I've been really loving that whole thing. And definitely is like completely different sound than all of his other albums.
Yeah.
And like I don't know. I've been like, emotional. I was a really big fan of Mac Miller, still am, and like that album just like feel like it was just like the perfect ending to that whole situation. But like it was a companion album to Swimming, and like I really enjoyed like the transition from like the last song of Swimming into like Circles, and like it was just really nice transition. Like just brings you right up. It's really like uplifting album, I would say. Really, fucking getting up. Losing my train of thought here, but no. Oh right. So like co-producer John Byron, like he worked with Mac Miller on the album together, and he actually did an interview with Zane Lowe, and I really liked that interview. He was basically talking about how like Mac Miller, how he first met him, and like Mac Miller first showing him like all of the songs that he was gonna be like putting on this album, and like how it was just like wow, like I never really knew like you could really make something like that, and like really had a lot of plans going with them, and like how he really like helped Mac like make some of these songs and how like I've come to him like, oh, like this idea, he's like asking like him like, oh, like you should play, and he's like, no, like you should play, like this is like your thing, like you need to play this. So like just like it really just made me like really think like, okay, this was like really a lot of like Mac and not just like someone else like really coming in and finishing the job. Like he really had this really whole thing like
orchestrated.
So totally. Like really cool. Gonna jump it out to outer space. Betelgeuse, that red supergiant star in the Orion constellation, may be going like supernova soon, which would be like really exciting if that happens. Like, you know what supernova is?
Of course. Are we gonna be screwed?
No,
okay.
We're fine.
We'll be able to,
dude. No, it'll be really cool. We'd be able to see it like in the day and night. It'd basically be as bright as like a full moon, and like at night could like literally like cast shadows onto Earth. It'd be so bright. So like,
wow.
Kind of hoping that happens, but like soon in like space terms could be like in the next 100,000 years. So that's not really like human terms, but like, you know, like hopefully in our lifetime, you know. But like that's like one thing that's really cool is like so far like away. It's like the light takes like so many years to get here. Like it's possible that's already happened. We're just waiting for the light to get here. We're just waiting for it to
Still waiting.
Us.
Yeah.
Still waiting. And other than that, Skater XL just came out with a brand new update on Steam that got brand new animations, make the dude on your skater make just like look way cooler, a little more realistic. They've also added like power slides and reverts.
Oh, cool.
So like you can go, you know.
Have you tried it out yet? Or?
I have not. I just noticed that it was an update, cool. So I have to go like
do your thing, yeah.
Do your thing, yeah. You know, I'm gonna make sure I got the update. You know, yeah. Install that.
That's cool, man.
And, I gotta check that out. But yeah, no, I'm excited about it. That's one thing I've been wanting to do lately is get into that like game a little bit more, because I mean I bought it a while ago, but like haven't really took the time to really get used to like the controls and have fun with the game. Like I tried to look into like downloading like maps off like offline, like other user created maps.
Oh, okay.
But I kept running into like hassles with that, and also like trying to connect my Xbox controller to my computer, because apparently it does not want to do that through Bluetooth.
Although really?
It, like totally should be, but like it just doesn't happen. So I ended up just getting stuck there. I'm just like, whatever. But like, gotta commit and like, you know, really, because it's a fun game. I've definitely pushed around on it for a little bit before. It's just like,
I mean, hopefully it ends up just being the game to play. You know, it's as fans of the skateboarding gaming genre.
Oh yeah.
We have a hole we're trying to fill in our lives.
We do. Skate 3.
Let's hope it's the right one.
Need that Skate 4.
Cool. That's good. That's good to know. Hopefully that just progresses the game.
Yeah, and I really hope Session does drop on Xbox preview soon. I know they've been uploading a lot of content onto like Twitter about it. Just like all the things that you can do in that game, which seems like you can basically do just about anything when it comes to like pick up your board, moving around like objects in the world, and like it's a really huge map with like a city, and it's like very like realistic in the sense of like sizing wise.
Okay.
Like aspect ratio. I don't know. Like 1-to-1, I want to say, like scale.
The scale of it.
The scale of it. Yeah, it's very realistic to like actual like skateboarding spots. So like, still waiting for that to come out on my Xbox. But like that game is looking like it's gonna be one really fun one to play.
Awesome. And as I remember, that game will be coming out on the Switch.
Oh yeah.
Skater XL. And I forgot what else. Maybe like probably one of the PS2 4s or Xbox is probably Xbox.
I know it's gonna be an Xbox preview before it goes like full release, but like you can currently get that on Steam though if you want the beta.
Cool.
They're just trying to get what they got so far, but that would definitely, they're still working on like both of those games. They're just still in constant development, so they're constantly getting better. So like I definitely think like that's why they have potential to like be the next future skateboarding games, because like they're like still in constant development, and like where they're at so far is already like I feel revolutionary. So,
totally. Now, do you want to share with anybody just how they could possibly ask us questions or?
So yeah, so if you're currently watching this live, you can always go into the YouTube chat that we know we've got some here, so we're gonna dip into those in a little bit. But if you have some questions for us in the future or topics you want us to discuss in this podcast, be sure to email us at mirthisking518@gmail.com. and we can, look it over, do a little research, and talk about it on future podcasts.
Talk about, even if you have some just content suggestions that you want us to start doing with what we're trying to do with Mirth Films, please, we're always open to just, what you guys want. So, because without you guys,
we'd love to hear from you.
We're nothing. We're just a bush cam. That's really.
Basically, just a couple dudes sitting here with a whole bunch of equipment.
Looking goofy. All right. Back to the news.
We want to dip into the comments real quick?
Yeah, let's dip into the comments.
And they don't stop coming from Indiana. Yes, you gotta love that. They really don't stop coming. Nitesh, what's going on? Josh B, what's up, boy?
What's up, Josh?
Dylan, and they don't stop coming. Custom V-Rocker, 30 seconds on the desktop and 16 seconds on the phone coming through.
Not bad.
Latency,
I guess.
All of that. Nitesh, good to see your smiling faces. It's great to hear from you, my dude. It's been a couple weeks. Sorry about the wait.
Yeah, dude.
But sometimes you
gotta. Yeah, shit happens, man.
Life's a thing. It gets in the way. Sometimes you just gotta, relax a little bit. And but now we're back in full swing. And Nitesh, speaking of Chowder, I love that show. Not as good as SpongeBob, but Chowder is a good show. I never really watched that show too much.
Never heard of it either.
I know it's kind of like the next kids show generation, after mine, but that was also generation where kids shows weren't really super kid shows.
Yeah.
So, but sounds good. Also from Nitesh, folk is all about the atmosphere. Glad you got a good folk event, Doug. Thank you, man. That was an awesome event, and I'm already looking forward to the next one.
Hell yeah.
Folk is. I'm gonna dive into some folk. Deanna, Jeffrey Lewis has been my favorite artist for about 9 years. Yes, he has. Really glad you got to meet him. That was an amazing event. Winner Hoot.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Nitesh, I saw that StrangeCreek drop, and now I got to decide between StrangeCreek and Domefest.
Take a break, Nitesh, from seeing pigeons playing ping pong. It's time to come hang with the Mirth guys over at StrangeCreek. It's gonna be a good time.
Dude, I'm excited for that.
Yep.
Deanna, the man, probably talking about Jeffrey. Nitesh, trichomes are lit. Nitesh, StrangeCreek looks hot this year.
It. It's burning. Oh my god.
Hot.
Dude, honestly, I can't wait for you to go. It's gonna be freaking insane.
No, it sounded like it was a really good time last year. I'm excited to hit a few festivals this year,
Yeah. No, I'm telling you. I think that's where we really want to start bringing a lot more festival coverage. We had a lot of fun. I'm talking like I'm from Boston. Had a lot of fun covering festivals this year and just making those recap videos. It was awesome. And we got to keep on doing it. And there's so much more of a team that we have now that we didn't have before. And it's just, having people in different places, us doing our thing, it's going to be a good time.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll be seeing us out there. So
For
check out, stay tuned with what we'll be doing.
We'll be telling you.
We'll be telling you.
Stay tuned. Mirth-films.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also, why don't you leave a review and a rating for our podcast?
That would be really helpful.
Yep,
seriously.
Tell us what you like, what you don't like. We can handle it.
We can. We can handle anything.
Let us know.
Constructive criticism.
Oh yeah. Dylan McKenzie, as an astrophotographer, I can't wait to see what's happening in Orion.
Yeah.
As a dude that likes to look at stars, I'm really excited. And also, I love that it's in the Orion constellation, because I feel like that one's really an easy one to spot out.
Absolutely.
It's got
the three dots.
The three dots, and that not somewhat of a straight line, kind of like a really flattened triangle if you want to look at it like that. But
like a rhombus top, yeah.
Yeah. Nitesh, Doug, I'm stoked you let me know Circles dropped. I'm gonna listen to that after the stream. Yes, you'll enjoy it. Start from front, listen to it all the way to the back. You don't need to shuffle. Amazing. Gotta love that.
Yep.
Hidden Jam, Skate Forwards needs to happen.
You damn right it does.
It does,
honestly, I just because as good as these games are, I really do like the way that skate plays.
Oh yeah.
Like I know it takes time to adjust, but for the time being, EA, make a new game. Like, you're really losing out on money. You don't understand. Really skateboarding is growing at exponential rates in the Olympics right now. How much more of a sport can it be to make a goddamn skateboarding game? Oh, seriously,
that's very true.
I bet that they release a game around the time of the Olympics.
They're just working on something. They they knew it was coming.
Let's see how we can put our Madden MLB flick to this skateboarding game.
Like, we don't want to let people know they won.
Would you want to play a game that was like Street League, where it was a competition based game, or would you like to play a street skateboarding game or overall, like, I don't know, pretty flexible game like
Now, I'd be down for both. I'd be down for like a Street League video game in skate wise. Like,
that would be sick.
Because they've been doing it for like over a decade now. If they like really were able to like make every single course, like you could start off your career like as like a professional skateboarder, like going through Street League, like your competition would be like Nigel Houston. That's like expert level. Like you're basically just trying to beat him every fucking event.
Yeah,
like, that would be a lot of fun. And like to be able to like skate all of those like courses, like relive some of those, like I feel like that would be
from different from like 03, like 2013 Kansas City or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, if you didn't know, the Donald himself has stated that he has congratulated the great state of Kansas for the Kansas City Chiefs win.
Nice.
Which Kansas City is in Missouri, not Kansas. And he tweeted that. I love it.
Yeah, no, that's comedy.
That's comedy. But yeah, it would be cool if you made a Street League game that was more, I would say, technical in the way it played. Like maybe a session approached skateboarding game from EA that focused on, okay, there's a reason why Nigel Houston doing a back 270 nose blunt is really hard.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like a very realistic skateboarding game.
I gotta say, though, the one thing I think is the funniest about Street League is, I mean, it's not funny at all for the skater, but how does a pebble come onto the course of Street League and somebody trips on it?
I mean, if you think about it, dude, they like literally pour and make those courses. Like,
I feel like that's something you have to check, though. Like, okay, I mean, the skater is not going to haul 15 miles an hour. I feel like it messes up your mojo the whole day.
No, it does. I mean, yeah, dude, hitting a pebble can just, like, end your day.
I feel like it's worse than hitting a crack.
Yeah, because you can ride over a crack. You can't ride over certain freaking pebbles, no matter how small they are. They will just stop you.
Bombing the skateboarding hills in the spring in Lake George, New York, to me, is the sketchiest. I feel like I have to, like, not put so much pressure on the board because I don't know what I'm gonna hit.
Yeah, no, like right before they street.
That's why I skate big wheels now.
That's very true. Yeah, no.
As long as I can manual,
so much.
You know, yeah. That's all I'm trying to aim for. Fakie 3 manual 180.
Do you ever like pop up a curb?
With that?
Yeah,
of course.
Nice.
Yeah.
As long as you can do that as well, you know. Like
it is a little hard because like lifting that back truck up, you really got to pop that board.
Yeah. But it's a hefty boy, too.
It is a hefty board.
A hefty boy.
But I will say, I always I have never was a fan of the size of how long a longboard was, but I always loved how it cruised. And that's why I like riding that Sector 9 that I have. It's just...
It's like
it's like a skateboarding. Skateboard.
It's like a skateboarder's longboard?
It is. Back in the day, actually, I bought a longboard from this kid. And it was like $30. It had a tail, and I was hyped on that. And I was like, okay, I could pop an ollie on this. And at the time in Lake George, all of the kids, I feel like, that were like a little older than us, were all riding longboard.
I know that was like a big fad.
Having a loaded board.
Yeah.
Cam had one.
Yep. There's little longboard squads.
He was part of the longboard squad. But I used to try to like skate that longboard like a skateboard. So like there's like that Jersey style barrier in the Price Chopper. I would do like what is it called?
Like wall ride.
Not wall ride, but like I would like pressure like ollie 180 like with my tail on the edge and just and just do like a 180 land, but I would feel the bounce.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Was that like the super long one with like kind of looked like a razor like pop tail, like it didn't really have like a curve to it. It's kind of just like
it was just a little bit.
Bit. I don't
know. It was
like
2010, 2011 maybe.
I feel like I remember trying to kickflip it.
People can do that. God bless you. That's strong.
It's hard, man. But like, yeah, no, dude, like that little longboard that Sector 9 you have is real nice. So almost through all this. Phil Hill, best podcast. Thank you, Phil. Dylan McKenzie, Orion was my first astro photograph in 2015. Nice.
And it's also a great Metallica song.
Very true. And also, Kansas City is in both states, but mostly Missouri. Hidden Jams, it was the best. That atmosphere was so good. Nitesh, best president ever.
We share the same birthday, unfortunately.
Dylan McKenzie, known as KCM and KCK, that's nothing compared to my 55-inch longboard. And Nitesh says, Dylan, that's the size of a small snowboard. Which, yeah, that sounds about right. No, it's like halfway through winter, so I haven't gone snowboarding yet.
Yeah, I haven't even thought about it. I went to go to West Mountain to take a picture, but not to snowboard. It's like, oh, drone shot. Boom.
I mean, yeah.
It was cool. I didn't think I was going to be able to put my drone up that high, and did. I got the whole mountain, but like, it's like, yeah, that looks fun. I feel like no one wants to. I feel like, it's hard to go.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, that's not.
It's expensive.
It's very expensive, and that's yeah. Like especially getting like a season pass. Like I feel like once you do get a season pass, like that's definitely like a lot of initiative to go. But,
dedication,
like,
yeah.
You really got to have the dedication. Also, I feel like you just got to have like all the gear. Like I feel like snowboarding is a little more expensive than skateboarding.
Skateboarding, and that's why skateboarding has honestly grown in size. The ease, you know. It's cheap. You buy one board. Just hope you're not Cam Moss mother and have to buy boards every time he snaps it on a kickflip.
Fucking 2 weeks.
Focusing boards. Yeah. Maple Ski Ridge.
Too much of a beast. Maple Ski Ridge. Oh, Nitesh hasn't gone skiing or riding in 3 years now. Really been getting the itch, but got to get a bunch of gear. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my snowboard's broken, if I do remember correctly.
Really?
Like I think it might be cracked. I don't know if it's good. I think it might have always been that way. I know I've gotten like new bindings and snowboarding boots and all that, but like I think that might have gotten busted last time I was riding. But who knows,
Who knows?
Oh, gala. Snowboards are measured in centimeters by Dylan. I didn't know that. Dude, you know what? Like, that's the one thing. Like, why aren't we in, like, the metric system? Like, I really wish we were.
I know. I was thinking about that.
Like
fuck.
Everywhere else is in, like, metrics.
Only because the whole, 1 3/8. Or it could be, whatever. The equivalent 1.25. 1.3. 1.3.
What?
Why would you, having to deal with fractions with trying to, on a ruler compared to individual lines representing 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Even, I was thinking about it last night. The football field is based off the metric system, but it's America's game. What the fuck is that? It's not, all right, we're at the 1.5 yard. I mean, I guess sometimes they do say that, but
yeah, isn't it in yards?
It's in yards.
Wasn't that basically a meter?
I guess not. All right.
I don't know.
I'm going on
there. Measurements, we don't know them because we're Americans. Imperialism.
But I guess you could. I mean, the yard. Once you move past, inches, it does pretty much just 1 yard is, I mean, like 100 yards, it's measured in one increment, you know? So
Yeah,
10
like every
increments,
10 yards.
10 increments, which is basically how the metric system is.
Yeah.
10, 10, 10, 10, you know?
But they like just, yeah. Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Metric system makes sense. I feel like, why is 12 inches a foot?
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't it be 10 inches? Like, make it nice and even. Oh, well. You know,
1 yard.
Not here to rant cam. Missed it. No rant cam. Got any other news before we keep diving back into the comments?
Yeah, I got no other news on my side.
No other news, okay. Ski Ridge is now $30 a day. Really?
That's good.
That's a really good deal. Like, I know West has a $20 nights, but I feel like if you get like a pass at like Gore, it's like $100 a day. Skiing, snowboarding, expensive. Winter, gotta love it. Dylan, yeah, like 55 inches is like 140 centimeters. Wow. You know, that's a lot of centimeters. I feel like centimeters are so small too, man. What else? What else we got here?
1 gallon holds 3.78 liters. Well, don't you know it?
Dude, I have like, that's one thing, like, I can't wait to get back, like, the Camelback backpacks for, like, festival season, like, having just, like, a sack of water on you. Like, that is my thing. I love me some water. You know what? I'm going to drink me some water.
Drink some water. Stay hydrated every day.
Every day. Okay. So, what have you been listening to this week?
What have I been listening to? I've been listening to a lot. I've been throwing it back to, like, some of my metal days. I don't know why. Just Black Sabbath. I've been listening to a lot of Black Sabbath, new and old. Dio and Ozzy. Megadeth. I've been listening to a lot of Megadeth lately because Dave Mustaine just beat cancer, and he's back out touring, and it's just cool to see him out doing it because he had, I think it was some huge number of different radiation just treatments, and he went through hell. And I mean, the guy's life has been through hell. Is pretty much the whole not basis of Megadeth is define Metallica, but he got kicked out of Metallica, so he started Megadeth, and anger, and the fact that he was able to grow a band not nearly the size of Metallica, but even just grow it with monumental songs night after night after night, that really goes to show how much talent he did put into Metallica's first album, Kill 'Em All.
Very true, very true.
I've been going back and watching some old 3.0 Fish videos on their YouTube channel of just when they played SPAC, just that whole 2012 summer tour. Nice. Some gems in there, seriously. Bill Burr, he's been killing it on the podcast, which just, by the way, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. He honestly had a huge impact on a lot of people in our generation, and just all over the world. We lost a true hero.
Yeah, we did.
I've been listening to Kiss. I've been listening to Kiss Alive, too. I honestly, one of my favorite bands of all time. Thin Lizzy. Those guys kick ass. Been listening to them. Pigeons released a new album called Presto. You can go check that out on Spotify. It's a combination of some of the songs that they've already released and some new songs. And I'm just really happy that some of the songs that are on the album made it because they were just great live tracks. Other than that, not too long ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, Goose released some singles on Spotify as well, including Butter Rum, and then just a couple other songs. Those guys are growing at just a fast rate. They just played Playing in the Sand in Mexico.
Oh, sweet.
It's Dead and Company's music festival down there, which is so cool that they went from playing the opening set at King Neptune's to playing Dead and Company's music festival. Their music is awesome. It stands up for what they're all doing, and super, super hyped that they have found success in what they're doing. That's got to be incredible. But what have you been listening to, Doug?
Dude, I've been listening to quite a lot. I got Ready Player One on an audiobook, which is like I know it was a movie. That's how I originally heard about it, about just like this kid that goes to a simulation, and like it's basically this huge video game, and there's like it's this huge challenge to try to like win like the rights, or like basically like this race is like this fortune and like ownerships of like the entire video game.
Yeah,
really cool. Like I've been diving deep into that, so that's been quite a lot of my life. Dan Carlin's Hardcore History podcast, he covers a lot of like historical events. I was to like this That's one cool. About basically when they made like the first atomic bomb and like the whole process and thoughts behind that, which is like a 6-hour podcast. And then like also he has this huge like 6 podcast long one. I'm very sorry about my cat. She's going into heat. I'm happy you brought it up. I'm sorry I couldn't ignore it. Yeah, my cat went into heat. Turns out she's not pregnant. Woo. But now she's in heat, and so she meows. Just she's right here. She's really loving. She wants lots of loving, but she also doesn't know if she wants it. But like I love her and she's cute. But very sorry for all that meowing. I'm trying to zone it out real quick. So yeah, and he also had like another one about World War I, which was like super interesting. I never really enjoyed World War I like that, but it's just like really cool to hear how he like broke it down. Just like that was really like the first 20th century hitting like the 19th century, and just how much it clashed, and just like how like the world changed, and it was like so that's really cool. Other than that, the Joe Rogan podcast, of course, Daryl Davis, he was on there. JRE.
Wasn't what's his name? Downey. He was just on there too, right?
Oh yeah, he was on there a couple weeks ago.
But yeah,
couple weeks ago. Yep. Other than that, Jeffrey Lewis, you know, a couple albums. It's the ones who've cracked that the light shines through, and his latest one, Bad Wiring. A couple standout songs, LPs, which is about him having a session with like just vinyl records and like just his obsession with that, and the way he like talks about is just like really relatable. Like makes you want to go out and get some fucking records because they're awesome. Other than that, of course, Mac Miller Circles. Told you about that. A few favorites I have.
Go check that out.
Complicated, Blue World, and I Can See. So check that out. And other than that, I've been watching. Polyphonics has come on YouTube. Has come out with like a new video series, basically about Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon. And he's gonna be coming out one like every couple weeks or every month. But he's gonna basically break down like every single track. So he's already come out with the first one, and it's pretty enjoyable. So I'd say check that out if you like Pink Floyd and YouTube content.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you been watching anything or?
Man, I've only been watching a lot of the same thing.
Yeah,
South Park.
Yeah.
My mom recently got Hulu.
Oh, nice.
So I decided to take advantage of using it.
There you go.
Unfortunately, it has commercials, but. You know, it's South Park. Can't complain. I've been going back watching some old episodes. I just watched just a couple like 2-part episodes that were just freaking hilarious. Just there's this one 2-part episode where all the pan flute players get sent to Guantanamo Bay because the big furry hamster guinea pigs all took over. Yeah. And Stan's just filming and everything. And but there's so many gems that I haven't seen in so long. It was really good. And then Parks and Rec, that's my show to watch when I go to Ramones. So that's that.
Nice.
And but other than that, no. What have you been watching, man?
Lots of Grey's Anatomy. I've been killing.
Sounds right up your alley.
Dude,
no, it's a good show.
It really brings you in lots of medical stuff, and they go in on that show. Really, really gripping. Other than that, not too much. At least not much that comes to mind. You know, it's been a couple weeks. You know, I've been working a lot.
Yeah.
But definitely. I don't know. That's about it.
Cool, man.
That's about it.
I just want to inform everybody, this Thursday, February 6th, Let's Be Leonard is doing Let's Be Dead at Putnam Place in Saratoga Springs, New York. If you can make it out, go to the show. They're going to play all your favorite Dead tunes, but if you can't make it, head to the Mirth Films Facebook page at 9 p.m. for a free live stream multicam right from you guys right here. And it's going to be really, really fun. I'm excited just to just to get back at the Putnam place. Those guys have always treated us well, and Let's Be Leonard kicks major ass. Let's be real here. But other than that, thank you for 40 episodes. We have a lot in store, a lot of cool announcements, and as always, just keep on tuning in. Mirth-films.com, where you can find all your alternative news, live music coverage, all of the podcasts. You can find our merch, which you can go check out. Some stuff like this, some stuff like that, and little this, little that, and But yeah, other than that, please, by following and liking our pages, it really helps in a big way. And especially subscribing to the YouTube channel. It's something that we really hold ourselves to, is just making quality content. And but other than that, Doug, is there anything else you want to say?
I'd like to say Eggy rocks my socks off, and
they're awesome.
I think we should close out with a little bit of Eggy. What's this song?
So Eggy performing Time Loves a Hero at the Putnam Place. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Frank Cavone.
I'm Doug Quimby.
We have lived. We have been live.
We've kind of lived, kind of living.
Something
like that.
Thank you for tuning in, guys.
Episode 40. Have a great night. This is some Eggy.
Just make sure it's the truth that you'll see. Sometimes they can be real deceiving. Got an uncle in Puerto Rico. He spends his days in the sun, his nights in the casino. He left the States many years ago, took a fishing boat to Puerto Rico.